Good later evening, good later afternoon, good later morning, good later whatever time it is at your place. We jumping straight into the second day of the hearing. I put in the same text as Jamie gave us yesterday because I think she lied. It wasn't about whatever Jamie told us
I
yesterday.
swear to God, that's what they said.
Yeah, but we'll just hang out there. I can see a lot of cops walking in and out of a room, but whatever we can, whenever there's any action, we'll be putting it up on stream, and um, then you have some time to filter in here because it's just going live now. And we had a stream earlier, so that's nothing really I have to. I'm sad now. I can't talk about anything, but I can say hello, reindeer. Hello, reindeer. She's active. Hello, reindeer.
Hey, Iris.
Hello, Iris.
Hey,
Lala.
Iris.
She's changing her name all the time. It's confusing.
It's
I'm blonde.
I am not even tempted. I can barely remember. I have to have everything the same, so I can't even remember. And then they switch it up on you when they tell you you have to switch passwords, and it can't be one that you've already used. And I'm like, well, then what the hell am I supposed to use then?
Yeah, you have two, maybe. David can't say Helm, his own last name, so
David can't say a lot of things.
it's I can't write, he can't speak. Yeah, then Lala is better than la 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 la. But no, his text to speak has some problem.
It does.
Maybe he has some problems. Oh, she's not wearing polka dots today. And it looked like she's been near a comb.
True.
Hello, Wendy. You are always on the run.
I feel that in my soul, Wendy. These last couple weeks of summer, I feel like I should just start an Uber campaign.
Yeah, I don't know if you can charge your own kids.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah, that's not fair.
You better show Soren. What is it again? Sean? Was it Sean?
Son.
Son. That's my
Fern.
You have to just cut it off.
Son.
Like his oxygen supply.
Your Sailor Moon collection. He keeps asking.
We will have a Sailor Moon. We will never tell Mr. Mo how much I've spent on each individual thing.
And then he can show you the One Direction stuff he got. He got all the collector's stuff.
The body pillow.
Yeah. It's kind of disturbing. Because it's only that sane, whatever name, son, you know his name, sane guy, that he's really into him. But he claims that it's only because he has a nice singing voice. But why is his bed filled with his body pillows?
It is a little sus.
Yeah. And we're not judging. And it's 2023. You can do whatever you want.
You do you. But it is Sailor Uranus. Yes, I do have all 9 sailors. CERN, you know I can't have an incomplete set. Are you a collector or not?
Never.
I mean, you have the weird guy. You have the Harry Styles guy, even though he's a weird one, because you have to have the full set.
Yeah,
you just put him in the corner.
I will be right back. I have to go pick someone up who can't walk less than a quarter of a mile.
See you later.
Anyways.
Yeah. But this trial, do they have the Texas disease?
Well,
I hope not.
I hope not.
Because we're 10 minutes late.
Well,
hey, Tootly.
Well, that guy, what was he? He's got back issues, so you never know.
Yeah, but can't they drive him to court so he's there 15 minutes before and then roll him into the courtroom?
Yeah.
It looks like they're calling down to have him delivered now.
Yeah, it's just the hearing. It's the trial starts tomorrow. Well, hopefully they get done early because they have to do jury selection still.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. If they're not doing jury selections today, then we won't start trial tomorrow.
It won't be in the morning at least. It'll be, I mean, if they can get through it fast enough later, oh, that would be the worst.
Well, if everyone goes to
I love when he starts it out. You're so stupid, Baker.
but if you go to onedirection.denmark.megafan, you can see Søren's room. He has a dedicated website, and it's kind of disturbing. He claims all the kisses on St. Malik's posters are made by girls. Which girl? I don't know, but it seems kind of like his lips. I'm not judging. I'm not. If that's your boat, rock it. But still, it's kind of weird that the girl only kisses that guy. Hey, Murph. Hey, composer.
Oh my God.
Yeah, my understanding is that we shouldn't be having a hearing today because they were supposed to have the hearing done yesterday and the jury selection done today and then starting trial on Wednesday. But then they took off at midday yesterday, and they're gonna. I'm not really sure what this hearing is about. Maybe it's just jury selection, and then I'm going right off again because I've suffered through one of those. I'm never gonna do that again. It's not nice to call me stupid. Søren can do it because I know his IQ, and he has a size 47 Europe feet, and they are bigger than his IQ.
I don't know
He's
why.
kind of like I don't know if any of you watched Ricada, and he talked about when you're on YouTube, you have a retard. No, we can't call them that. We have a special needs person assigned to us to always troll us. Søren was just assigned before I became a YouTuber.
Oh my God.
Well, I'm not allowed to say. I could say that he's slow in French.
No, it's funny.
I'm sorry, I know not the words. I know speak
No,
If
I wasn't making fun of that. I was thinking of something else.
when I'm offending people. Are you thinking about? Yeah. Can I call you?
Yes. That's what I thought of. Oh my God.
That's cells designated.
Designated
We got sound.
special ed.
Short bus people. Well, it's been a fun. I'm not. Yeah, I think I have been on the YouTubes in about a year. Now I just got canceled because I talked about short bus people. Sorry.
That's good, Iris, because yeah, that's what I thought he was talking about.
Well, when you said it, it just dawned on me. Iris, do you have the documents? When we're doing it in other people's chats and people who are watching this who doesn't know what we're talking about, they must think, are they stupid?
They must think we're insane. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, why do you keep misspelling everything?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I can only imagine.
Iris is cute.
She is. She's so cute.
Yeah.
Oh my God, where is C? C swap. Every time Wiz gets going, she's nowhere to be found.
No, why were all of you up so late this morning?
I don't know. I was just up and I thought I'd say hi, and then all of you guys were being crazy, so I had to stay a second.
But it was.
But those.
Yeah, I have to put the band on.
Mm-hmm. But everybody else just stays up till the crack of dawn, cracking me up.
Yep. Farrell, I know it's because she's in love with him, so she has to stay up and watch play games.
All right, let's go on the record and see 250-966, Randolph. And the record vote, Mr. Randolph is present, Mr. Oram is shot.
Look at that sweet man.
I liked him better with the long hair.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, State, we go first with Glenn Morrison.
Yeah, I kind of do too, Iris. I just go over there to troll a little bit and then go to bed.
Look at this guy.
Oh, that is a hair. Look at that hair.
That's a mullet that has been there since the 70s.
You do
Oh, it
solemnly swear
has.
that the testimony you're about to give in this action shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. Thank you. Please be seated. And sir, will you please
Good.
state and spell your first and last name for the record?
They always say, name is Glenn Morrison, Morrison. Morrison.
Is your first name Glenn?
Glenn, G-R-E-N-N.
Go ahead, Mr. Martin. And sir, if you can just scoot a little bit closer to that microphone so you can speak directly.
I
into
did
the
had
microphone.
it right.
And Mr. Morrison, just talk slowly if you can for our hearing today, okay?
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank
but
you.
he knows a
Sir,
party or two in the
Do
back.
you know someone by the name of Thomas Randolph?
Yes,
Do you see him in the courtroom today?
yes.
Could you point to him and describe what he's wearing today?
Gray shirt, glasses, headphones,
Your Honor,
hair.
thank you. Your Honor, may the record reflect the witness has identified the defendant.
The record is over.
Where was
Yeah,
it? What state were
he had
you in
Drunk
when
more
you
beer than any
met
other man I know.
the defendant?
Oh, I sure have.
Indiana,
Indiana? And where were you in Indiana?
Edinburgh,
And like what location in Edinburgh?
Hilda's Harp House, the mother-in-law's,
Okay, Hilda Harp's house,
right,
and that is your
I can't
mother-in-law?
was
understand
the
it.
mother-in-law, yes,
Me
Okay,
neither.
at the time were you married to Hilda's daughter,
right,
obviously?
yes, ma'am.
And what was the daughter's name?
Loretta,
Okay, so was it a social occasion when you met the defendant?
I just come up here for the weekend,
Okay, so you're just visiting
right,
and you met the defendant?
yes, ma'am.
Okay, what did you do that first meeting?
Drank beer and.
Of course.
Party,
Drank beer?
Right.
Okay, and Hilda at that time, was she married to someone else?
yeah, she married to Richard Harp, Hilda was,
Okay, so was Richard there as well?
yes,
Was Loretta your wife at the time there?
yes, ma'am,
It's
You were
his
there?
best church polo.
And the defendant was there?
yes,
Anybody else?
couple kids,
Okay. After you met the defendant, did you did you do any social activities with him?
just went to the bar and stuff,
Went to the bar? Are there a lot of bars
Right.
in Edinburgh?
about three.
My
Okay,
shock.
Was there one in particular that you?
They went to the local Sizzler.
Let's
I'm-
Good purpose bar, yeah.
Okay, and how?
I hope you
often
can
would
speak
say
marbles in the mouth
you,
because I can't understand him.
drank with the defendant at that bar?
Every other weekend, probably.
Every weekend?
Just about when I was there.
Okay.
Right,
Did you
right,
ever do
right.
anything else with him
She's doing a good
besides
job
going
of
to
repeating.
bars?
Hey,
Yeah,
dog
some
mama.
Trailer he had, Taylor's.
Pink is
Oh.
not her
The trailer
color,
you
and
had
yet she
down in
insists on
Taylorsville?
Yeah,
trying
outside
to
Edinburgh,
make
there.
pink happen.
Outside Edinburgh,
Okay. Did
trailer
you,
park.
did you ever go hunting with him?
Yeah, he come to Columbia, Kentucky hunting before.
He took you hunting?
What?
Yeah, I took him down there hunting.
Oh,
He-
okay,
he-
you took him?
Right.
They went
Okay. Did you ever?
dog hunting,
like,
or they
work on
went.
cars,
They took their
anything
dogs
like that?
hunting.
Yeah, I messed around with a car a couple times with him.
Okay.
Messed
So were
around
you
with the
kind
car.
of like friends at that time?
Yeah,
Not real good friends, but I knew him through Hilda and them.
Okay. But you would see him pretty frequently, like once a week?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
I
Did
haven't
you
seen
ever
as
see
great a
the
mullet since
defendant
Shawn
in
Michaels cut his
possession of
off.
Guns?
Yes.
How
That is
many
an
occasions?
epic
Well, me and him
skullet.
went hunting a gun club a couple times at Camp Edinburgh, I think it is, Indiana.
Okay, so you said
Okay,
you
so
went,
the CC
hunting and
can't
then
capture
there's a
it
gun
either.
club there?
Yeah, but there's an army base there.
It's just at the
Gun-
fucking.
gun
I'll
range,
go
yeah.
home.
Okay, so he's
There's an
talking
army
about
base
Camp
with a gun
Atterbury was
range?
actually
Yeah.
where Mr.
Did you
Mo
go
works
there
right
with
now.
Yeah, we would, shotguns there, yes.
Okay. How many times do you think you did that?
We did about 3 times I have.
Okay. Was the defendant involved
Dog
in
mama,
a
aim
relationship
higher.
with anyone related to Hilda at the time?
Elder sister,
And what is her name?
Francis.
Okay. Was the defendant married to Francis?
Now at the time, no,
Was he married to someone else?
I think so.
Okay. Was that your understanding?
Yes, back then he was, yeah.
Okay. But he was kind of having a relationship with Francis
Right.
on the side?
Right.
Okay.
No,
Um,
no, I don't speak
At
hillbilly.
some point, did you
Wait a minute,
go
we need to
to
stop
the
the court.
defendant's residence? His
Possibly transitioning pale man had several women, both currently married and on the side.
Yeah,
Mhm.
he
Sounds
was
like
having an affair with while he was with the sixth wife who was unalived by an intruder, which he unalived afterwards. He was rolling in all the kitty cats in the world.
Yeah, he was getting so much meow.
So,
Well, thank you, dog mama. I appreciate it very much.
Yeah,
You
please,
know,
please,
there
everyone, if you're new here, please go and follow Mo in the deep end. She
and
will-
Sal and everyone.
yeah, and Mo will probably be, if this is going past lunch Nevada time, she might pick it up in the afternoon, or we'll do a replay, or we will get Sal to do it. Figure something out, because right now it's 6:22 p.m. my time, so I won't be sitting here for the full day, or else we figure something out. But if you're new here, this guy had 6 wives, only 4 of them is not breathing anymore in suspicious ways. He has formerly been convicted with the we can't say death on YouTube, but he was supposed to go in the chair.
You
But
know, God has
Wait.
a sense of humor. This guy
Yeah.
had 6 wives.
Yeah, it's he and 6 mother-in-laws. But the state brought in a lot of things from the trial about the unaliving of his first wife, which they were not allowed to. So we are having this trial to figure out if he's gonna go to the chair. This is just a hearing. Jamie claims it's about prior bad acts and phone calls from prison. We'll see. I'm not sure what this man is talking about, because I do a lot of accents. I do a Jamaican accent, I do a Danish accent, but I don't do this accent.
You don't do an American
Trailer.
hillbilly accent? Come on.
I have to work on that.
Yes,
And how long had you known him, do you think, before you went to the trailer?
about a month, 2
Okay.
months at the most,
1 or 2 months?
yes.
Trailer.
When
not
you
surprised.
went there, well, let me ask you this. Did you only go there one time?
A couple times,
Okay. Was there a time that you went there where he was going to ask you to do something for his wife, or about his wife?
yes,
Was that the first time you went there or sometime after?
second time,
Second time? And when you went to the trailer, were you with anybody else besides the defendant? Was there a third person
no,
there?
nobody ever made him,
You and him?
just made him, yes.
Okay. What did he talk to you about on this second time?
I want to make some money,
About if you wanted to make some money?
yeah, I need a car, so,
Did he talk to you about a car too?
right,
What did he say about a car?
well, I could get car money if I want to do a little job for him.
What?
If you would do a job
That
for
was-
him?
Okay,
You
so
get a
if he would
car
do a
and
few
money?
little
Yeah, give you
jobs
30
for
minutes to
him,
get
he
away.
could get a
He
He could
give you
get a
30
car and
minutes to
money.
get
Like
away
we call the cops.
before he called the cops. Let me ask you a couple questions about that.
So
That was
She's-
something. That was something.
she's meeting a guy, going drinking with him. He comes to his trailer a couple of times, and on the second visit, he said, "Oh, you need a car? If you're gonna off my wife, I'll call
No,
the
he said a
cops
few
after."
little jobs.
Yeah,
He
but
didn't
implied that that's what it's about. And I will wait 30 minutes to call the cops.
Baker, do you think that this man gets implications?
Well, he got a lot of money in life insurance, so he should be better. To drive to the dentist, of course.
Can you do that again? That was beautiful. It was like, never mind. I'm kidding.
Yeah, he turned into an old woman, and I used one of them where he looks a lot like an old woman. He looks like Legolas did a 2023 thing.
Prior to this meeting at the trailer, did you ever see the defendant with larger sums of money?
He always had money.
More money than you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So it seemed like he seemed to have a lot of cash on him.
Right.
And did it, he obviously had a car.
Yeah, 2 cars.
Okay. So he seemed to be doing pretty well.
Yeah.
How about yourself at that time? Did you have a lot of money?
No.
No, you didn't?
No.
Okay. So he offered to, if you wanted to make some money and get a car, what did he want you to do?
Well, we shoot his wife.
He wanted you to shoot his wife?
Right.
How was that going to happen?
Oh, we don't should be.
I shot his wife.
This is
So then you shoot him, rob like a robbery.
Like a staged robbery?
Right. If I could go to the safe, open up the safe and get the jewelry out, that's where he had the gun. He probably shot me too. So, you know.
Okay. So the plan involved a safe?
Yeah, he had a safe in his house, yeah.
Okay. And he had a safe in the house. What was going to happen with the safe?
Well, he had to open the safe to get the money out for me.
Okay. So were you going to act as the robber?
Right.
And then what were you supposed to be doing?
I was supposed to shot his wife.
Shoot his wife?
Yeah.
And then
Stage robbery. Then, just shoot him in the leg, give me time to get away.
and shoot him in the leg.
Right.
And then he said he'd give you 30 minutes to get away.
Right.
And I think you said something about jewelry. What was going to happen with that?
Yeah, some jewelry too, actually robbery.
Okay, so
Same.
you'd take the jewelry and the
Right.
robbery, and then so you would get
Yeah,
30
and
minutes
it's
to
just
get
like
away, and
he
then
wanted to
what
shoot
would
my
happen?
wife.
To call the cops.
And where would you be?
I'm probably dead.
Well, I get what you think would have happened, but like, what was his proposal, his plan?
Well, you get the money, pay me.
And where would the money be coming from?
Interest money.
Insurance money?
Interest money.
And how long did he estimate it would take for him to get that insurance money to pay you?
Not too long.
Okay. How much do you,
I'm sorry, what was your answer?
Not too long.
how much insurance money were you going to get?
About 30, 40,000.
You were going to get that much?
Yeah.
Okay. And then he would keep the rest?
No, I go get 5,000. I'm sorry, 5,000.
Oh, you were going to get
5,000, yes, ma'am.
and then he would keep the rest.
Yes.
Okay. What about the car? What was going to happen with that?
I guess you were reported stolen.
Okay. What about the jewelry? What was going to happen with that?
I have no idea.
No idea. So when he made this proposal to you, had you two been drinking?
Yeah, I've been drinking.
You've both been drinking. Did you agree when he made this proposal?
No, I didn't agree to nothing.
You didn't agree to anything? Why not?
I ain't getting shot. I know,
You thought you'd get shot.
right.
Why did you think that?
I just did.
Well, what did you think would happen?
Well, if that shot her, he probably shot me.
Okay.
There's robbery.
This is a guy he tried to hire to do it earlier. He did have a hitman do it and then unalive him. So his plan worked. This guy was the smart one, even if I can only understand 50% of what he's saying.
Your
And I
face.
like that Irish is fluent in Spanish and hillbilly. But yeah.
So you did not, fair to say you didn't agree to do this.
No, I know nothing.
Did you ever socialize with him after that?
Yeah, I seen him a couple times.
Okay, at the bar you mentioned,
Yeah, Hilda's house.
and at Hilda's house. Did you tell anybody about what he said?
Just my brother.
Okay. Did you tell Hilda?
Hilda knew. I told Hilda, she didn't believe me.
You told Hilda, but she didn't believe you?
No.
How about her husband?
Yeah, he knows about it.
Did he believe you?
Yeah, he believed me.
Okay. What about Frances? Did you tell her?
No,
Okay. Did you think Hilda was going to tell her?
probably.
He didn't tell Francis, I'm sorry, he said he didn't.
He said no. He not knew who was gonna tell him.
At the time he made this proposal, did you know who his wife was?
No,
Had you ever met her?
no,
Had you seen her?
no.
So you didn't know who he was talking?
No, I know what he's talking about.
Okay. But you said you wouldn't do it.
No,
That was a bad question. You refused to do it, correct? Okay. Other than telling, or
Sorry for your loss, Sean.
I'm so sorry.
Funerals are never fun, but you're free to troll me all day today.
Please do.
Yes, and me, but mostly Baker
But mostly Baker.
and Salbert. I volunteer Salbert for tribute.
Always.
Yeah. And if you want Søren's phone number, just tell me.
Yes, we always.
and Hilda's husband, did you tell anybody?
We're always
else?
ready to give
Yeah,
Søren's
that's
phone
right.
number away.
Oh, Loretta, you're old. Okay. Did you go to the police or anything like that? Okay.
I thought it wasn't done to it.
I'm sorry.
I didn't think it was done to it, really.
You
I
didn't.
think there's anything to it.
No, I thought you just,
You didn't.
Even the
look, the
judge can't
judges-
understand him.
The judge is like, "The hell did you just say, son?"
Can I have the close indulgence for 1 second?
He's my
The
favorite.
judge,
Oh my God, he's
Thank
my
you, sir.
favorite.
I'll pass the witness around.
the judge is like, "Can we get a translator in here?" But he's speaking English, ma'am. No, the hell he ain't. Get the guy that spoke for Boomhauer.
That's what he sounds like.
I'm considering a mullet. I think I could rock it.
You really
Oh
could-
no, I want the she lawyer to come up because I can't imagine him having to deal with
Good
Cletus.
morning, Mr. Morrison.
warned.
Mr. Morrison, you don't like Thomas Randolph, do you?
I got to guess him.
You called him a chicken shit in his,
He doesn't have
Yeah,
anything
he is
against
chicken
him.
so
Well,
you
I mean,
do have
I-
something against him because you told the police he was chicken shit and you told the court today he's chicken shit, right? You don't like him in part because you believed that Mr. Randolph was an undercover officer and he was trying to set you up on things. Isn't that right?
Yes, in a way, yes.
And
Oh, he's a snitch.
you didn't like that very much because you thought he was an undercover officer and you'd had problems with the law. Fair?
No, I ain't have problems with law.
You haven't
You
had
did?
problems
Well,
with
those
the law.
green
I ain't had
tattoos
no
say
serious
otherwise,
problems with law.
sir.
DUI, maybe yes, something like that.
How about a drug trafficking conviction? You got a drug trafficking conviction?
That was here about a couple years ago.
couple years.
That's not
ago.
serious. That's
you
just
know,
that's a
you know,
Wednesday.
Jury here and I talked to the
They
prosecutor.
had nothing to do with him.
Hold on, just 1 second, sir. There's no question that's been, I'm sorry.
I've talked to the prosecutor. There's no jury here, so I'd like to ask him a little bit more questions about his criminal history.
And I mean, obviously.
Okay, who puts a $5 on old man whipping or defense attorney's ace
Totally understand.
if they get into a knockdown
You have a
drag
sexual
out?
assault Conviction? Rape conviction?
I will.
You've never been charged with rape.
I was thrown out of court,
So you're charged with rape.
but you threw it out of court.
Yeah.
And how about murder? You're charged with murder.
No, I ain't been charged with murder.
Attempted murder?
Nope.
Okay.
My brother,
What year did this happen that you're describing? When was this discussion with Mr. Randolph?
Hey, Christine. Welcome, welcome.
I have no
Hey,
idea what date.
Okay,
Christine.
now let's
Hello.
put dates aside. In other words, February, March. Let's talk about years, sir. What year? did this happen?
Can't remember.
Could it be 1998?
I have no idea. I don't remember.
Could it be 1981? Could it be?
Could be, couldn't be. I don't know.
No. Could it be 2002?
No,
No. Okay, so we know it's somewhere between, how about 1970s, mid 70s?
I don't know. I
You
recall.
So somewhere between the mid 70s.
I can get you on his messenger
and
so you can call it
1999, that
over the
25-year
internet.
period. This happened. Fair?
I guess.
Well, you were there, sir. Not me.
Well, you know the answer.
We hope
don't you?
so.
Sir, I'm gonna need you to answer the questions that are being asked
Yay!
Somewhere during this time period did this happen.
Yes,
Did you know him for a 25-year period?
no,
It's your testimony you never met this wife?
I never seen his wife. Just Francis.
Okay, well, so you thought he was asking you to kill some wife in this time period between 1975 and 1999, fair?
Right.
You telling the truth?
Well, I can't reason lie about it.
Do you recall telling the police that you thought it was a girlfriend with black hair who he brought from Utah, who you were supposed to kill?
Right.
Okay, and you actually met this lady, didn't you?
No,
You saw the black-haired lady.
I saw her back here, but it's some house, but I didn't go to the house or nothing. We drove by in the car.
Okay, so you met this black-haired lady.
I never met her, no.
So
I seen her.
How did you know what she looked like?
We were by in the car.
And you saw her?
At the front door, yes.
Okay, you're gonna have to explain this to me. How did you see this black-haired lady in this period of time?
He just told you 3 times. He drove by and saw her through the window. I mean, I understand you don't speak hillbilly, but he done told you 3 times.
Yeah, he was buying a car and saw her door. But
Iris and me are like, he done told you 3 times.
But if I was the defense, I would put him on the stand and have him flounder around like this. Can't remember the year, can't remember
Yeah.
anything, said the wrong thing about the wife. Had him, he believed he was an undercover cop who was just setting him up. He didn't like him. He called him a chicken shit. It would be better to put him on the stand. I would do everything to have this guy on the stand.
Oh yeah. I mean, and you know, those greening tattoos, the general sunglasses, polo
It's the
shirt,
church
mullet,
sunglasses.
Mhm.
you know, he's not gonna optically he doesn't look great for the state. So yeah, you definitely want him on the stand.
Yeah, and as we learn in Body Language 101 at the Darrell Brooks Academy of Law and stuff, this posture, if he's sitting there with the jury watching and he's not really answering the question, I don't know how great Nevada is with this kind of dialect, but I would have him understand. I would do everything to have this guy on and just run him over. And I wouldn't show it in a pretrial hearing how much I can hit him. I would just take out the sexual assault allegations, because if you're not tried, you're not guilty.
The only thing I would say is if you do tend to have, if you have more rural people in the jury, it can look like you're making fun of his accent. As ridiculous as it is, if he continues to ask things because he can't understand him, which it is a really hard thing, but it can look like he's being a condescending, highfalutin lawyer from them
Yeah,
big old cities.
One of them New York big city lawyers. But
Yes.
but still, clean it up and maybe now get him agitated. And then when you bring him on the stand,
Oh yeah.
understand everything. Say, you gone done shooting down the range with Tex, didn't ya? You like them fireballs. And then have him say, I ain't not got a fireball ever. I'm the moonshine chair.
We're going to.
That's
He
my
pulled up in front of the
hillbilly
house,
accent.
knocked
I'm
on the
working
door,
on
some
it.
black-haired lady come out. He said something to her, we got back in the car and left.
And you thought that was his girlfriend and he brought her from Utah.
Right.
And then you tell the police that you're supposed to kill his wife and that's the woman?
I don't know.
Everyone asks
which
for
one
it,
you're
and when I do it, it's wrong.
You don't know one I'm talking about or which one Mr. Randolph was supposed
Oh
to be
my
talking about?
God, I
Which one
love
he's
it.
supposed to be talking about.
No one knows what anyone's talking about anymore.
No.
Christine, this case is about if he murdered his 6th wife, not all 6 of his wives. He allegedly shot her. He had a man break into the house and shoot her, and then he shot the hitman. He has been found guilty in this crime before, but because there was a lot of shenanigans by the state, they are having a retrial. So this is a hearing to include something. I'm not sure. But this is a hearing. The case is supposed to start tomorrow if they're going to pick a jury today.
When the prosecutor asked you questions, she said, "Did you ever meet the wife?" And you said, "No, I never."
No, I never met the wife.
Okay, let me finish.
Just
my
Francis.
Sir, you have to let him finish the question. She's writing down everything you said. She can only take down one person at a time.
So you say you never met the wife, right? Correct?
Right, correct.
And now you're telling the judge that, "Oh, I did meet this black-haired lady, you see."
Nope, he
I
didn't
never
say
met
that.
no black hair lady.
Okay.
I seen her.
Sir, you have to let him finish his question. He's not finished.
Well, he's like, I answered the damn
Saw this
question 8
black-haired lady,
times.
And you thought that was his girlfriend from Utah. Remember, we just went over that.
Yes,
And that was the woman you were saying to the police, "Oh, that's the woman I'm supposed to kill," right?
right.
So in fact, you had seen this person you were supposed to kill.
He just said it for 4 times.
Imagine.
You're the one that saw it, sir. Did you see her? Yes or no?
I seen a black haired lady, but I didn't know that was the one.
So you told the police that was the one, though, didn't you?
I guess.
What is he supposed to believe?
And
There's a
then you
black
came into court
haired
today
woman
and
in the
said you
house.
never actually seen the
Yeah.
woman, correct?
I'm gonna object that. In this states his testimony, he said he hadn't met her, he explained he saw her in a car, he saw her.
You just say what you said.
Exactly.
You said today to the judge that the insurance was supposed to be in the amount of $30,000 to $40,000, right?
I said this way he's supposed to go, I guess. I don't know what it was.
Well, that's what you said.
I said it up that, yeah, okay, I just said it.
And this occurred sometime as far back as the mid-70s. So, we're talking about a 50-year period here, right? You remember the $35,000 to $40,000 that was the amount, right?
That's what he's supposed to go. He said, yeah, I don't know exactly amount.
Do you remember the police asked you? That's right. The police came and talked to you in Kentucky, didn't they?
Right. Yes.
And do you recall the police asked you, do you know how much insurance money he had on her? Do you remember being asked that question, sir?
Something about 30, 40,000.
Okay. Do you recall telling the police, "No, you never talked to me about it"? Do you recall that?
No.
If I showed you a copy of your transcript, would that refresh your memory, sir?
I got a copy.
Are
of
we
it.
sure he knows to
If
read?
you reviewed a portion about that questioning, would that refresh your memory, sir? If I show it to you?
No, I'm gonna see. I know it.
You know that you said that there was.
If
didn't ever talk
you
about insurance
have
proceeds
run-ins,
with
I don't know
Retrial?
how-
Told the police that, didn't
Yeah,
you?
I don't know how it works in the US. In Denmark, it's quite common if you have run-ins with the law that if you give a statement, you don't read it and you don't sign it, because when you're then impeached with it in court, you can say, "Well, I never read it, I didn't sign it." It's probably the officer who put it down wrong. I don't know if it's the same rules in the US. You have to sign it and you can say, "Well, I don't want to do it." And then when they impeach you, say, "Well, I don't remember."
Well, it's very possible that this gentleman has been around the court system, and he is using just as much as this defense attorney is trying to get under his skin. I believe that he might also be employing the same sort of, I mean, you can show it to me, but it might be them, their police officers that had written that thing. So he might be employing some of his own sort of.
Yeah, he can be just as the other one can come off as a big city lawyer, fluting, tooting. He can come off as one of them good old boys and didn't done do no school too much.
That was amazing.
He's supposed to do. It's supposed to be for insurance. What are you supposed to do?
I was gonna get mad.
Sir, let me ask you this. Do you remember the police saying, "Do you know how much insurance money he had on her?" Your answer, "No." Do you remember saying that?
Yeah, I remember saying no. Yeah.
Okay, and then questioned by the detective, he never told you, and your answer, "No." Do you remember that?
I keep it on paper. I guess I do.
And then they repeat it and say how much money he had, and you say, "No." Right?
Right.
So today, we know that it's $30,000 to $40,000, correct?
Correct.
And when you talk to the police in 2008, you told them you never talked to them about that subject, about the amount.
Just the amount I was going to get.
So how did you come up, if you were only going to talk to him about the amount you were going to get, how did you know to tell the judge today it was $30,000 or $40,000, sir?
Because it's what, I don't know.
Okay, do you agree that it's not funny, right?
I ain't happy.
Do you agree your answers appear to be different? Like you're saying to the police, you never discussed the amount of insurance money, and today you can tell us definitively it's 30, 40,000. Do you see those answers are different?
Sure do, yes, I do.
Why wouldn't you do this on the stand?
You told
Yeah,
the
I'm not
police that
sure. I'm
you
not sure what the
didn't lie,
hearing
Mr.
is
Randolph.
for. Yeah, I'm confused why this hearing is before the
You didn't
trial.
like
I
him,
don't
did you?
get it,
No,
but
of
I'm
course not.
confused.
If
And
he's
you
about,
didn't like him,
if he's
and,
allowed to
in
testify.
fact, you tried to convince one of his future wives, Frances, not to marry him, right?
Oh, so this must be from the first
I told
wife.
not to marry him.
Did you
My
warn her?
mother-in-law.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
I told my mother-in-law he ought not to marry her.
You never told Frances? You never warned Frances?
Like, I told her she don't know I'm good enough to marry him.
What?
I'm sorry, I just didn't.
I said, I told her that she
He
don't
was
know him
no
good enough to
good.
marry him. She just
Yeah.
met him.
You don't.
Okay, do you remember the
Yeah,
police
she
asked
doesn't
you,
know him
did you
good enough to
warn
marry him.
Frances not to marry him? And you said you did.
Yeah, I wanted her not to marry him because she don't know him good enough.
And she didn't believe you, did she?
No,
And Hilda didn't believe you, did he?
no.
Did she? And do you know that Richard, you said you told
When the guy
Richard?
with no
Yeah,
teeth that
no,
no one
he
can
has Richard
understand
probably.
is in fact the genius in the room.
Hilda's husband.
And we're going to be able to show, Richard denied that to the police. He didn't say that he knew anything about this. Does that surprise you, sir?
Not a bit.
So strike that. Hilda, how well did she know you?
I was married to his daughter.
Murder, daughter,
She
daughter.
knew you pretty well.
Yeah,
Right?
And when you spoke, she didn't believe you. Correct?
right. She didn't believe me.
So somebody who knew you real well didn't believe you, right?
She didn't know me real well. She knew me.
Okay. And Frances didn't believe you either, right?
Yeah, I didn't know Francis that good though.
She didn't believe you, right?
Right.
And you're not saying Frances was the wife because it's this black-haired lady that you saw, a woman named Leona. It was Leona, right? Wasn't it? Say it.
I guess it was. I don't know her name.
It wasn't Sharon, was it?
I have no idea who it was. He had 6 wives, didn't he?
Ladies,
You
I'm
didn't know the name. You didn't know.
I'm asking a
Person looked like other
hypothetical.
than she had black
Have you
hair.
ever heard about
And I don't
maybe
mean to
one
be
of your
rude,
friends,
but you said she had a
one of your girlfriends saying,
Yeah.
you know, Billy from basketball, you got a crush on. He ain't no good. He done treat me real bad.
You also remember
done,
intricate detail. Do you remember
He
during the
done went to
conversation
second
at the
base with
trailer,
me under them
what you guys
bleachers.
were drinking and how much?
You should have gone let him alone, girlfriend. And you
Yeah.
said, no, Billy,
Fine.
he loves me. He would
One.
never treat me bad.
Budweiser. How many?
I have no idea.
Remember saying it was 2?
No woman have ever
Who?
not listened to advice
2
about
Budweisers,
a
12
stupid
ounces.
guy.
Do you remember saying that before? Under oath?
Remember it.
Sorry,
I showed
Irish.
a copy of your transcript. Would that refresh your memory?
Well, yeah, I guess, whatever.
Okay. Permission to approach him. I am showing grand jury day 13. I'm sorry, jury trial, day 13.
But it's not uncommon that women doesn't listen
Sworn testimony.
if they're in love.
And you're asked
Yeah,
about
no
what,
one listens when they're in
if
love.
you
Men
knew
can't
about
won't
what you were
listen.
drinking.
Their girls are crazy
You
and
answer
say
to
no.
yourself, just to yourself.
I see it.
Does that refresh your memory as to what you said?
I got the same championship, man. I got the same one you got.
Answer the question. Does that refresh your memory as to what you said?
Yes,
2 12-ounce Budweiser. Is that right?
right.
So you can tell us it's 2 ounce or 2 12-ounce Budweisers, but you cannot tell us within a 25-year period when this happened. Correct?
Right.
You
Listen,
talked a little
reindeer,
bit
I'd be pissed as hell if I had to go down to
before in
Arizona,
sworn
New
testimony
Mexico
how you
to
felt
deal
that
with
Mr.
something.
Randolph was a police officer or a cop or an undercover cop, right?
Right.
You blamed him for things. didn't you?
Poser.
You blamed him for what you thought was getting you in trouble.
How's that?
Did you think he was trying to set you up?
Everybody at the bar thought he was a cop.
So you felt you were being set up. Is that right?
Right.
And that made you angry. Right?
Made a lot of people angry.
Made you angry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever report any of this to the police?
No. I
Did
thought it was all
you?
bullshit.
Say again?
I thought it was all bullshit.
So Hilda didn't
I like
believe
this
it.
guy. I'm
We're
gonna-
getting a beer with this guy. Crowdfunding
thought
times with
Your
Grandpa.
story was bullshit, right?
Right.
Before you didn't contact Metro, they got a hold of you, Las Vegas Metro, right?
Right.
And they asked you what you knew about this case here in Las Vegas. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And you told them, well, just what you guys told me on the phone, right?
Right. I don't know about it.
So they told you. You didn't know anything about it. They told you what it was, right?
Right.
And they told you that they believed that Mr. Randolph was involved in killing his wife for insurance, didn't they?
Right.
And they told you how this thing supposedly happened. It was almost just like what happened with you, right?
Right.
They told you the story, didn't they? What happened? What they claimed was happening here.
No, they told me somebody got killed. I thought it was Francis.
Okay? But they told you their theory of how it happened here, right?
No.
That there was a home invasion.
The home invasion, he shot the hitman. Yeah.
And then they come to see you and you repeat a very similar story, don't you, sir? What you've claimed?
But yeah, it's true. What I said is true. I got a reason to lie about it.
Of course I told you.
Well, I think this is the first wife because with the hitman thing. So this could be the prior bad acts they're trying to get in. So it could be Jamie has read this day's court document, not yesterday's.
No.
Excited. This is
Wow,
the
I'm
Black
waiting
Widower
for this.
case.
Did you, whether it's true or not, believe that Mr. Randolph had slept with your wife?
I wasn't scared.
You wouldn't have cared?
No.
Did you believe he had slept with your wife?
No.
Did you believe he slept with your mother-in-law?
Probably did. Everybody has.
Wait a minute. I need this story time.
Everybody has.
Everybody has.
Everyone has slept with his mother.
If I showed you this lady that you said came from Utah, would you be able to recognize her?
No. I never seen her face. That goes just black hair. All I've seen.
Black hair. If I
Right.
showed you a picture, you think you'd be able to recognize
I'm
her?
dead.
Sure.
No, I'm dead.
You doubt it.
I love this
So you
guy.
don't know the name of the wife. You don't know what she looked like.
All
You
he
never-
knows is that his mother-in-law's a skank.
You don't like Mr. Randall, do you?
I got nothing against the man. You don't
You
know.
called him chicken shit.
That's right. You was chicken shit.
Oh my god.
Your Honor, not guilty. Well, I'm gonna wait. Why wouldn't he have cared? Were they swingers? We need the entire backstory.
I want to
Sal.
just sit down with this guy.
Okay, no,
you
Farrell.
okay?
Farrell, we need to get this man. We need an interview. I need to know why he wouldn't have cared that he was
Oh my
sleeping with his
God, where-
wife.
I know everybody's at Jody, but you're missing out, everyone. Where are you?
Yeah.
Why do we? Thank you so much. I think it was either Sisu or the young man who alerted me about this case. A man on the stand saying, "Did you think she slept with your mother-in-law?" Yeah, everyone did.
I wouldn't care if he slept with my wife. Like, yeah, it's
Yeah,
Tuesday. I mean, someone's sleeping with my wife, someone's sleeping with my mother-in-law. It just happens.
Oof.
Oh my god.
I'm having a Jamie moment. And the way he just said it, he was just like, "Ah, everyone did."
Everyone did. Yeah. I fucking love these guys.
Jody, this guy is testifying that the defendant allegedly tried to hire him to do a hit on his wife, and the defense is asking him if he believed the defendant had slept with his wife, and he said, "I don't care." And he said, "Did you believe he slept with your mother-in-law?" And he said, "Yeah, probably did. Everyone did." And then we stopped. I'm not sure if I can rewind in a live stream. It could be-
Please. Yeah, you should. be able
yeah.
to.
Everyone get ready for this. We'll take a deep breath, and then we'll try to hear it again.
Doubt it.
You doubt it.
Right.
So you don't know the name of the wife. You don't know what she looked like. You never reported it, right?
Right.
Did I go far enough? Oh,
You don't like Mr.
get ready,
Randolph,
Jody.
do you?
I got nothing against the man. You don't
You
know.
called him chicken shit.
That's right. You was chicken shit.
That concludes cross-examination.
No, I wasn't going back far enough. I'm
You
going
did
back.
If it slept with your wife.
Sorry, Jody, get ready.
While I'm waiting for this,
No.
did you, whether it's true or not, believe that Mr. Randolph had slept with your wife?
I wouldn't care.
You wouldn't have cared?
No.
Did you believe he had slept with your wife?
No.
Did you believe he slept with your mother-in-law?
Probably did. Everybody has. Everybody has.
Even spiffy lawyers like, did you ask him the other question?
The way he just sits there and said, "Probably did. Everyone did." And turns to the judge and repeats it. Oh my God. I'm
The
buying
judge
him.
is like, yeah, someone needs to buy him a.
We're gonna
got
buy
a
him a
Pabst
Budweiser.
Blue Ribbon.
No, he was
Not a-
drinking Bud, not Bud Light. He was drinking Buds, 12 ounces.
I don't know if I can simmer down after that. I'm just. Oh, Medita, he just talked about. Oh Lord, I don't know
Well,
if we can
we're
handle
going to do it
another
again,
replay.
just because Medina,
Okay.
she's from Finland and she's a little ahead of us in time, so she didn't get it. This is a guy who he allegedly tried to hire to make a hit job on his we believe first
Then
wife.
wife.
Yeah, and now this is cross-examination.
While I'm waiting for this, did you, whether it's true or not, believe that Mr. Randolph had slept with your wife?
I wouldn't care.
You wouldn't have cared?
No.
Did you believe he had slept with your wife?
No.
Did you believe he slept with your mother-in-law?
Probably did. Everybody has.
So there.
Everybody has.
The judge is like, the hell did you just say?
It's the
Everybody
best part that the judge didn't
If I
hear.
showed
So
you this lady that you said came from Utah, would you be able to recognize her?
No. I never seen her face. That goes just black hair. All I've seen.
Black hair? If I showed you a picture, you think you'd be able to recognize her if I showed
Doubt
you?
it.
You doubt it.
Right.
So you don't know the name of the wife. You don't know what she looked like.
this is gonna be my I doubt
Right.
it. I have to figure out how to
You
clip
don't
things
like
on YouTube.
Mr. Randall, do you?
I got nothing against the man. You don't
You
know.
called him chicken shit.
That's right. You was chicken shit.
That concludes cross-examination.
Mr. Morrison, when you spoke with detectives from Las Vegas, was that back in 2008?
Right. Yes, ma'am.
So that's about 15 years ago. And
Oh, shit.
the events you were talking about, they were even before 2008. Fair?
Right.
Okay. So you're recalling a conversation and events that occurred quite a while ago.
Yeah.
Okay. Was this the only conversation you ever had with Mr. Randolph about staging a robbery and killing someone for insurance money?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that why it sticks out in your head?
Yeah.
So Mr. Orm was asking you if you had conversations with detectives from Las Vegas, like over the phone prior to them coming to your house. Did you talk to them a lot before
No.
they came up?
No.
Did they just kind of show up?
Yeah, they showed up at his yard.
Okay. Did they tell you, hey, look, we want you to tell us a story about a staged robbery? Did they tell you what to tell them?
No.
Did talking to them make you want to become involved in this case?
No, they won't be involved.
Why
in
is she
it.
talking to him like she's special? He's
tell him
special needs. He's just a
Just the
hillbilly.
events you recalled
He's
about
just
your
a
interactions with
hillbilly.
Mr. Randolph?
That's it. It's all.
Did you make it up because
just has
Las
no
Vegas
F's to
detectives
give.
were
That's
there
just-
investigating a homicide?
No.
Had
Are
you
you
read
okay?
the newspaper or anything
Baker's
about
like,
the Las Vegas events?
America,
I know nothing about it.
you glorious
stop.
son of a
Do you
bitch, keep
even
on
care that much
giving.
about what happened in Las Vegas?
No, I
Now
don't.
you know how I
Okay.
feel. When somebody
You're
gets-
here because the
Oh,
state asked you to
Indigo
come.
missed it.
Ma'am.
Someone please.
Now let's talk about
Indigo would love
just
this.
briefly. When he made this
Indigo would love
proposal
it.
to you, my understanding is that you told Hilda and you
I'm
told
gonna
her
have to lay
husband,
down and
right?
breathe in the back or something.
Francis, you said you shouldn't marry him.
When the doctor says,
that
how
right?
did you
Yeah,
throw
you
out
want
your
the
back
noise
this
on the
time? You're going to
Okay,
have
so
to
the
show
reason
this
you gave to
clip.
Francis for not getting married is you don't know this guy well enough.
Right.
You didn't tell her about the
Yeah,
murder
one
for
did.
hire plot.
No.
Okay, those were the Hilda and Richard, and I think you said your brother are the three that you told.
Right.
You never told the police.
No.
At that time, did you want to get involved with local police, telling them about this type of thing?
I don't get about police about nothing.
I'm sorry.
I don't get.
Only for Indigo. This
Yes,
is
only
probably
for
gonna
Indigo,
mess up
this
the
is,
stream.
Oh
yeah,
my
Indigo-
God.
this
And
is,
Indigo, are you ready?
this is Joe Dirte's grandpa.
Yeah, and this guy knew the defendant and might have been hired to kill his first wife, but said no, thank you. So they're gonna ask him a poignant question at some point, maybe.
Or not believe that Mr. Randolph.
Now, get
Did
ready.
you, whether it's true or not, believe that Mr. Randolph had slept with your wife?
I wouldn't care.
You wouldn't have cared?
No.
Did you believe he had slept with your wife?
No.
Did you believe he slept with your mother-in-law?
Probably did. Everybody has.
So
Yeah,
there.
everybody has.
She said, "Oh, okay." I didn't hear that before.
Who showed you this lady that you said came?
You only had this one conversation with him
Oh my
about
God.
this. Is that fair?
Fair. Right.
And then you never talked about it again?
Nope.
Thank you, sir.
I need a clip. Oh, it's gonna be my stinger.
You're like,
Didn't want to be involved in this. This is something you really wanted to push aside and, try to avoid, right?
Oh my
I don't know
God.
about it.
Do you know what Dateline is? Do you remember Dateline?
No Dateline.
Because I've seen video. They came to your house, set everything up, and you gave an interview to them, right?
Right.
So you were pretty interested to talk to the press about it, weren't you?
No.
Did they didn't force their way in? You
No.
just agreed to talk to them?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Nothing.
did Dateline, we need to find this Dateline because did they have closed captionings up? Because y'all know the hell they did. Oh, he has, oh, that
He has
walk.
the Letterman tool. He's a good old boy.
No, Your Honor, I did tell the court and counsel yesterday that were the court to grant this motion as an offer of proof, we would be able to contextualize that he was married to an individual in Indiana and there was life insurance on that person. I think we agreed that.
Baker, you're gonna get me going, and I have to explain to my children.
Yes.
I'm
we-
laughing
we-
so
we did agree to that. and I was just asking you more about it.
Okay, yeah, so
You could be like, Mommy, why are you so funny?
Just believe Mr. Mo sitting in the stand and looking at Jess. Well, that one did.
Any further witnesses from the defense? All right. So your motion?
Yeah, so Your Honor, what we have in this case, with regard to Mr. Morrison, very similar to the facts that we have in the case, our case from 2008, is we have Mr. Randolph contacting an individual that he knows for 2 months. That time period is nearly identical in both cases. He sets up a situation where there's going to be a staged home invasion, burglary, robbery. Involved in both cases. Mr. Randolph is the person who has guns in both cases. In both cases, Mr. Randolph would be sort of a minor victim of the encounter. In both cases, there was going to be a payment for insurance money. In both cases, Mr. Randolph flashed money to the individual he's soliciting to commit the murder ahead of time. In both cases, he finds someone who's sort of financially struggling and down on their luck. In both cases, there is going to be sort of a staged theft of jewelry associated with the event. And in both cases, Mr. Randolph's going to be the person who calls the police ultimately to report the crime. That is.
Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, Mr. Rodriguez. Well, I had some difficulties understanding the witness at some point, but what I recall the witness testifying to, according to my notes, is that he saw Mr. Randolph with some guns at a gun range. He said that they had gone to, I don't think he said it was the sheriff's department, but he said that they had been together and he had seen Mr. Randolph with guns at an army base at a gun range. Well, did he testify that there was any, during this discussion, that there were any guns? Because I never heard.
No, he testified that he saw him with guns, but the court actually, you point out another similarity between Mr. Morrison and also our current case is that a gun range was involved between the individuals in our case and as well as Mr. Morrison.
But when you're saying he saw Mr. Randolph with, there was guns involved, I watched the interview and everything in regards to this case, but he never testified that there were any guns that were present during the time that he had this conversation with Mr. Randolph.
For sure.
Am I
Yes,
correct?
yes.
Because there was parts where I didn't understand everything he said.
Okay.
But I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss it.
I'm sorry, I misspoke when I said that. I
The
meant
judge, like, I
Mr.
didn't even
Randolph
understand
possession of
half
guns,
the
he
things
knew
that man was
possession of guns,
saying.
Mechanism of death would be, a gunshot,
But I
and
think
also,
what he was trying to say.
as the court pointed out, in both cases, he suggested that one of the activities they would participate in ahead of time is going to a gun range. In our motion, we cited the court, and I know the court read the whole thing, but I just would like to highlight one part of Fields v. State, and this is 125 Nevada 785. And the court talked about how.
Have you taken a drink? Have you settled?
Instance in the Fields
I had
case
to
where
You
blow my
they,
nose and put cold water
power
on my
of attorney
face.
over an individual,
I was gonna say, you and CERN need to go out to a bar tonight and just drink on that. I don't know.
Who ultimately ended up dead. That a prior instance.
Farrell, we need a
Now
clip.
Farrell
That's-
shows up
to
after
another
it's
elderly
over with.
individual was relevant
Yeah.
to
Baker
voter
Also, this is a
broken,
gentle
literally.
reminder to
Identity.
go to live
The
chat
court
and not
stated in
top
that
chat
case
because
that
I
evidence knowing
completely forget to
participation
do
in
that
prior
all the
acts with
time.
alleged co-conspirators may be admitted
Farrell,
in
you
a
gotta
proper
find that
case
and
to
put it on
review
your clip
claims
show.
that the defendant's acts
Baker
were
laughed
nothing
so
more than
hard.
innocent acts
You
of a
had to
friend.
go Jamie
More
style.
importantly,
Go off
and
screen for
sorry,
like
this will
10
be on
minutes.
page 791 of that case. The
Oh,
Mulbert
oh,
and
Sal
Polinsky-
clipped it. Well, good
Polinsky
job,
acts, those are
Salbert.
the
Well,
two
good job.
separate
Growing in your
instances in the
powers.
Field case.
I just meant
Are
Farrell.
sufficiently similar to permit the Mulbert evidence to be used to show identity. Both scenarios involved grifting an
Everyone did.
older man. Polinsky was in his 60s, Mulbert was in his 70s, who facing loss of control of
Do it
his
one more
life
time.
through hospitalization or prison, gave Linda power of attorney, which she then used
No,
to
I don't
transfer
think he can.
assets into accounts held by her and Fields
We've
when the man recovered
sufficiently
his
broken him.
autonomy and protested.
Lefty, you
his,
missed it
missing
too.
money and
Lefty, how
property.
dare you?
And so what the court is explaining is when you have two parallel incidents
Wendy's
that
still
are
hiding in the bathroom
strikingly
in her kids'
similar, that
her
is
kids'
tornado
you know,
450
therapy,
evidence.
trying
That
not to
is
get
evidence of identity.
put on a
and that's what we
72-hour
have,
hold.
in this case as well. The court in Fields also noted that the fact that the Mobert solicitation, meaning
entirety
the
of
earlier
this
incident, did not
hillbilly
lead to his
witness.
death while
Stop
Blinsky
trying to
ended up
comb the
murdered
cat's hair.
weakens,
They
but
don't
does
want
not
it. Stop.
eliminate the probative worth of the Mobert evidence. So if this court was
I'm smirking.
under,
You're
sort of under
killing
the
me.
impression that, hey, look, nothing really happened
Salva,
with Glenn
please send
Morrison,
it
he
to me.
didn't end up following through. The Nevada Supreme Court already addressed that in Fields and said
Yeah,
that
Baker's
that
not.
doesn't
We
eliminate
can't
the
remember
probative worth of some
timestamps. We were
prior
laughing
conduct.
too hard.
Baker, he put it on Discord.
Did you know what you look like? Right?
I love this guy.
So this is
You
Grandpa
don't like
Joe
Mr.
Dirt.
Randolph, do you?
Yeah, I'm gonna find this. This is the alleged hitman in the offing of his first wife, and he said no to do it because he was afraid he was going to get shot. And in the cross examination, the defense had a very poignant question. Everyone, gather yourself. This is the right place.
Why not believe that Mr. Randolph had slept?
Everyone, get ready. This is
While
going
I'm
to take
waiting
forever.
for this, did you, whether it's true or not, believe that Mr. Randolph had slept with your wife?
I wouldn't care.
You wouldn't have cared?
No,
Did you believe he had slept with your wife?
no,
Did you believe he slept with your mother-in-law?
probably did. Everybody has.
So there.
Everybody has.
And that was the
best-
judge, just to clarify that
The best
yes,
thing
he
is
in
the
fact
judge
In
is
this
asking.
case, we are not seeking in any way
clarified the
to- obviously,
hoitude
we're not
of
seeking to
mother-in-law.
introduce
So
anything
that's
with Utah, but when we have this
That's
testimony
that's in
from Mr.
record in
Morrison,
the Nevada
where
courts,
Okay.
or
it is nearly
guess the-
identical.
yeah,
He
the
is
Nevada
married to
courts.
someone and he's having an affair on the side. He meets this guy who's kind of down on his luck and ends up befriending him. They end up going to a
100%
shooting range.
true
He shows him
story.
he has a lot of money. He offers this proposal that is identical to what the state is alleging occurred to an individual who is remarkably similar to Michael Miller.
the judge is just trying not to
If
laugh.
that
She's
isn't
shaking so
evidence
hard.
of,
She's trying not to laugh.
Identity.
I mean, that's what I'm
I
imagining.
don't know what would be. This is like a
This is
signature
just-
crime and a signature modus operandi that Mr. Randolph
okay?
employs in order
I don't know
to
why this is so funny.
capture insurance money. So
It's that the judge
just
needs
like
clarification.
understands there would need to be a limiting
Well, and it's just
instruction.
the way he said it, like he
But,
was gonna. It was the final
from the
parting
state's
shot, like this is gonna really piss you off, and then the guy's like, kind of happened all the time. I don't
Value
know.
is not outweighed by. any
She had more
discrimination.
visitors than Grand Central Station.
It's like it wasn't news.
Your Honor, the analysis comes from Tinge, and the first part I will talk about is clear and convincing evidence. I think it's very interesting that this case is being overturned, and that's where there was a jury trial. There was a conviction on
Griffin Wayne,
Tarantino.
get
There was an
out.
acquittal in the jury trial. Here, look at what they're putting in. They brought in a man who didn't tell law enforcement, but can, accurately tell us that in a 25-year period, he had this conversation sometime between the mid-70s and 1999. This occurred. I look at Fields. They just quoted Fields to you. And in Fields, as we point out in our opposition, it was a taped statement. The state wanted to introduce a taped statement. And as the Supreme Court noted, the tape is what the tape is. The defense couldn't even dispute the clear and convincing evidence. You can hear
I
it
think
on
put in
tape.
the wrong letter.
When I think of clear and convincing evidence in this
H&L
case,
close to each
think
other.
how much lower could the bar be? He doesn't tell law enforcement.
Well, the
What
mother-in-law
he tells
apparently
us
had no.
is that anybody he
so
supposedly
really.
told didn't believe him, except for Richard.
But
Richard Clark was interviewed, and he said, I know nothing about what he said. He knows nothing about it. So there's absolutely zero corroboration of this man who has drug trafficking conviction. He referred to the defendant as chicken. he called him a name, a disparaging name.
Oh, he called him
When
a
I
name.
look at the standard of clear and convincing evidence, and the state cited to several cases, they had corroboration in every single case they had. Just like in their last case with Mr. Randolph, at least they had a jury trial. At least they've got some evidence that this occurred rather than just some guy coming in here. He's just making it up. He's making it up. And how can we show that? I thought the most interesting thing was somewhere
Sir, I
between
wouldn't say that
25 and 50
Grandpa
years
Joe
ago this
Dirte
happened.
is making shit up.
He
He
can't
will
remember
see
the
you
year,
after
but today
court
he can
today.
remember the insurance.
He will.
And he's got a
Insurance was
Leatherman.
$35,000 to $40,000. Well, I went with him through.
His word
the
is his
police
bond
asking
and his
him,
honor.
Did they talk about how much insurance money?
He's
No.
a whole lot lucky
He never
from
told you? No.
Yeah.
King of the
How
Hill.
much money he had? No.
You didn't even.
But
You
I
guys
don't really
didn't even
understand
do
how
half
the
of his
man
speech,
now
so-
can come in here and say, yeah, this is the amount of
Iris had
insurance.
to. Iris and I
He's
had
making
to.
it because it sounds good. And it's also interesting that they try to say, well, he wasn't
Yeah, we
interested
had
in what was
to.
happening here. Well,
We
he
had to
gave an interview.
translate half the stuff.
And he made a mistake when he told the police, the only thing I know about is what you guys told me before you came over. And then he admitted that he knew sort of what the plot was or the state's theory was. He is just simply repeating what this story and making it up. He says he doesn't even know who the wife is. He says it's a black-haired lady. What I would suggest is the black-haired lady is a woman named Leona. What they're asking us to stipulate to is a woman named Gaina. And he even mentioned Francis. You can't tell who he's talking about. And so to me, it seems very, very dangerous. Also, we cited to both federal and state cases on that it is widely held in both Nevada and in other federal jurisdictions that remoteness in time of an alleged bad act lessens, if not outright neuters, the overall probative value of the evidence, United States versus Frank Hauser. We have consistently noted that events remote in time from the charged incident have less relevance in proving later intent. Walker versus State, that's 2000 case cited in the brief. Phillips contends that remoteness in time of the conviction lessens the probative value. We agree. The Nevada Supreme Court doesn't like remoteness, and we don't even know how remote, up to 50 years. And you know, another thing that I thought when I was preparing for this is, if there's a witness on the stand and I was to bring up his conviction, let's say for robbery from 1990, and he was released from paper in 1991, I'm going to get chastised by this court. I should know the rules. Felony convictions within the last 10 years are what's admissible. Yet the state wants to just disregard that, because the reason we do that is because it takes away, if the conviction is 30 years old, it really shouldn't have that much on credibility. Here, we have something that may be as much as 50 years old, this unsubstantiated charge. If this isn't remote, if this isn't the type of thing that both the federal courts and the state court have caused great concern about, then nothing is, because we can't even tell a year. They don't have a single case they were able to cite where there is absolutely no corroboration of the allegation, no substantiation of the allegation. I would cite to the Nevada Supreme Court in Tucker, where they say the danger of prejudice to a defendant is ever present, for the jury may convict now because he has escaped punishment in the past. Nor has the defendant been advised that he must be prepared to meet the extraneous charges. They put that man on the stand at the penalty phase last time. They didn't even think it was worthy of doing a bad acts motion. They did the bad acts motion, withdrew it, I believe, because they knew he was in prison. And then they put the man on the witness stand and they were just burying Mr. Randolph. You don't want to belabor the point, but there's no credibility. There's no clear and convincing evidence. They missed that on Tinch. I actually argued Tinch in the Nevada Supreme Court, and that's the 3-part standard. So they're missing it in 2 points. There's no clear and convincing evidence, and the prejudicial effect to us is overwhelming. It is very difficult for Mr. Randolph to defend against these 2 allegations.
It's from Kentucky.
It really should be what the Nevada Supreme Court sent back to this. Try Mr. Randolph on what happened in 2008 and see whether he is an innocent victim or whether he conspired. They're struggling to show a conspiracy with Mr. Miller. And what they're going to do is try to bring him up and say, oh, look at the identical charge. Oh, look at that. That's exactly what they did before. And it was found to be reversible. This will receive heightened scrutiny. And we would ask the court to deny their motion.
You either talking about prior bad act. I wasn't.
I guess Mr. Orm is suggesting
Well,
to this.
this
court
is the
that
prior
in
bad act that
2008, the Las Vegas
that
Metropolitan
in
Police
2000
Department detectives
that in the
rolled
first
out to
murder case,
Indiana and spoke
Yeah.
with Glenn Morrison and were
he tried to do
somehow
the same
able to
thing.
convince him to tell a story consistent with their evidence. The court has observed Mr. Morrison and heard him talk and
This
heard him
one.
describe things. Are they seriously suggesting that he was somehow able to mimic an event at the request of the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department? Because that's the question for this court. Did he make this whole thing up and happen to be consistent, describing things in his own words, in his own way? Because he's some mastermind, because he's really dying to come to Las Vegas 2 times and testify against Mr. Randolph? Or is this some conversation that actually happened to him that he thought was so unusual that he was able to describe twice consistently? He doesn't seem to have a lot of stake in this. He doesn't seem like someone who's terribly interested in accommodating police departments. He has a lot of credibility because he doesn't really, he's sort of no nonsense in how he testifies and describes things, describes events. I understand like there's a remoteness argument, but that is, you know, like that's kind of with intent as the exception. With identity, I don't think it would be the same thing. And we're not talking about something that's common, like buying drugs or something like that. We're talking about, you know, soliciting the murder of your spouse for insurance money. By the nature of that type of crime, it really isn't something that can happen every day or every month, but it's something that happens a lot with Mr. Randolph. It happened in 2 separate occasions that we know of, probably more if we like delved into the Utah stuff. We're talking about something that is so consistent and so signature with what occurred in our facts in this case that it is highly probative. It's almost helpful that it didn't occur and it didn't happen in Indiana because Mr. Morrison refused to participate, because it doesn't make it prejudicial in that instance. And so the state respectfully asked the court to admit the evidence.
Well, I mean, I read the Fields case, and the major difference between this case and Fields is they did have corroborating evidence in Fields. And while I understand that Mr. Morrison may be the only witness to this, Ms. Morrison's testimony has a lot of problems. Mr. Morrison doesn't even know this woman's name. So basically, we would literally be telling this jury that Mr. Randolph solicited him to kill somebody whose name we don't know, who could be the black-haired lady, but I'm not really sure if it's the black-haired lady.
They won that
He
one.
never met her. He didn't really know her. He doesn't know if that's her. There's no corroboration.
She
in anything
seems
he says,
even
as
more
well as
at
the
1.2.
remoteness is a problem, and the courts have determined that it is a problem. And when we're talking about a possible 50-year time span, but we don't really know when it is, that does take away from the probative value of this. He tells a story, and he tells a story that has a lot of similarities to what I believe the state is going to allege in this case. However, there is no corroboration like there was.
What can you vote for today? Primaries? That's not. Well, as I always tell my kids, I don't care who you vote for, but do vote, or else you can't complain afterwards.
Yes.
See you,
Always
Carol.
writing me in
Or me.
sends a message.
Yeah, if it's for president, just put me.
Convincing, and based upon that, the prejudicial nature outweighs the probative value, and it will not be admitted during this trial.
Sorry, because he's alleged to have asked him to kill her. So he only drove past the house and saw her in there. And the only thing he could say about her was she had dark hair. So it's kind of sus that he should be killing someone he didn't really know.
All right, we need to do the waiver. All right, let's talk about the penalty waiver. Which ruling was regarding that.
CERN
Oh,
is
that's
right.
fine.
Vote mother-in-law. She knows
Okay, so
everyone.
with that understanding, how long do you guys think it's gonna take to try to?
She has the pulse of the community.
What? No, they're not saying 3 weeks. Please, God in heaven, they're not saying 3 weeks. They're talking about how long this is going to take. Let's
Look
see.
at the jury for 3 weeks.
Oh, I think that's fine.
I do too. It's kind of difficult because as we've gone through the witnesses that were called in the last trial, obviously it was a different trial because it was a capital jury, but they didn't call that many witnesses about the Las Vegas incident. I think they intend to call additional witnesses, but we don't really know who they're calling.
Right.
So I would think they're,
You could just, and it's like, I'm not gonna make
There's
any
probably
force you to
five,
say,
yeah, like-
I'm calling these people, and you could just.
I
give me a rough estimate.
I would say there's probably 5 additional witnesses, and I'm certainly happy to discuss that with council.
And I'm not gonna tag you too much today, I know we haven't even selected a jury, and these are two different prosecutors who, neither of them were involved in the prosecution of the last case, so maybe you look at it and say, I want to do anything, maybe you say, I want to do it, say, that's your call today.
Right, I can say everybody in the Las Vegas case that was called the last time is gonna be called, or like, we have a different pathologist this time, but like, they should count on those people and then probably 5 more.
Okay, so if I think of the jury to the 25th, that'll still be enough time.
Yes.
I certainly believe.
So we'll clear the jury for 3 weeks to the 25th.
Oh,
Will not be
my.
a penalty hearing. And we are operating off of the amended indictment that has 1 count of conspiracy to commit murder, 2 counts of murder with use of a deadly weapon. Is that correct?
That is correct.
3 weeks.
Hopefully it doesn't.
Yeah, please go check out Feral Housewife
Yes.
on the YouTube. She makes funny clips.
Yes.
She does. She makes us all seem funnier because they're short and we seem much.
Thank you so much for.
Doing that.
Bubba
Well, it
is
looks like
not
he's
in.
able to.
So I'm so sad though because I want to
Yeah.
hear him again.
I don't know what you're voting about, but if Farrell is saying yes, yeah, maybe. Oh, it's
26 and 32.
we're gonna get an early night again tonight, but
Woo!
3 weeks of hell. We're gonna figure something out. We're gonna do a little bit of Mo, a little bit of me, a little bit of Sal,
Yes.
and if Sal
A
is
little
up
bit of
for
this
it.
guy sleeping. Apparently,
Yeah, but
they
he
need
said
to
yesterday
talk
he
to
has
his
to
med-
fix his medicine.
Yeah.
He
Does it
didn't
make-
even get to hear about the mother-in-law. Well, I guess he slept with her, so he remembers, or maybe he doesn't. I don't know.
Well, the problem with being honest is he can't remember when in the last 50 years it happened. So yeah,
It does happen. I mean, sometimes. I mean, how can you remember all the people you slept with? Who knows? Oh no, he's awake.
There's 32, there's gonna be 32 chairs here. As soon as we're done, we're gonna put 7 more chairs here, so there's gonna be 32 chairs. The top,
Love you,
my
Farrell.
top left hand is seat number 1, and then it goes 1
Oh,
to 9, 10 through 18, 19,
they're just going
25,
to jury
26,
selection now.
32.
So hopefully we'll pick this up tomorrow. Tomorrow, you'll miss me.
Yes.
Tomorrow, it's only a day away.
While I'm waiting for this, did you, whether it's true or not, believe that Mr. Randolph had slept with your wife?
I wouldn't care.
You wouldn't have cared?
No,
Did you believe he had slept with your wife?
no,
Did you believe he slept with your mother-in-law?
probably did. Everybody has.
So there-
Everybody has.
The judge is like, "The hell did you just?" You know,
Thank you,
well, the
Salbert.
judge is like,
I just have to rename this. What should I call it? Ho M-I-L.
"Ho-in-law."
Ho-in-law, yeah.
That's even better. This is gonna be a sound clip I'm
I
gonna
just
use a
love the
lot.
judge. She goes, "What'd you say?" And you said it again. And she goes, "Oh, okay."
He's like, "Did I stutter?" She was a. Oh,
Big old bag of biggies.
Oh my god.
If this is gonna last 3 weeks, you're gonna see that clip enough to make you tired of it. It's gonna be my unbreaded. Everyone
you
did.
know, we are gonna need it because if this is 3 weeks, oh dear Jesus, they we're gonna have we're gonna need pictures of this woman. I need pictures, Farrell. At some point, we're gonna need to find pictures of this woman because Wicked Psych. I might I get up at about 4, so I might listen to the jury selection. I might make a little video of that.
Look,
I'm
there's
doing a couple-
the jury selections won't be televised.
televised. I might do a video of some of the articles about this case and about his kind of past so we can get all online tomorrow because I've got a lot of kind of articles that I'm trying to read through. So we'll read together. Reading is fundamental.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So we can learn together. And I'll make a murder board and it'll be all fun because if this gentleman is the sort of witness that we will have, we are going to need all of the help. No, I think he
Yeah.
might have been.
Reindeer, yeah, I'm lucky. I have been lucky, but again, this has just been the hearings. I'm not sure we're gonna hear any more chicken shit or hoback in law. I hope so, but I'm not sure. But
When he said, "You thought he was a chicken shit." Yeah, he was a chicken shit. It's like, oh my god, this guy already.
Yeah, well, I think these were people that were allowed in the first trial, and the judge is like, no, that was kind of shenanigans. We are cutting that out. So, yeah, I don't know. I will definitely have to look up on the case, and since I get up way, way early, you'll probably see a couple videos drop tomorrow morning before we get started on this case, and then I will be able to take this case for a while tomorrow, and we will try to work things out. And, we'll figure it out.
we're
We will
doing as
work
we
it
always
out.
do. We show up, and hopefully someone else shows up. And
You just have
if
to
it,
pick a few clips of him when he was talking, because that one part when he just sounded like just blah, 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 like I was just like, what? I don't know. It was great. I love that guy.
they won't let him testify because he can't remember when he allegedly was tried to. He was attempted to be hired as a hitman, so he won't be allowed to testify. Sadly enough, because as a defense, if he was put in, I would really have a field day talking about all the things he magically remembered right now and haven't come forward with before, because he can't have been testifying in the first. He had testified before the grand jury, but I'm not sure he testified in the first case. So, well, it's in Nevada, so I don't know how hillbilly that is.
I mean, I don't know. There's always something somewhere, somebody somewhere.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Wendy, tonight's trivia night, right? On the expert, I believe so. And I tried to find his
Yes.
wife, but I couldn't find her channel. I know I subscribed to it, but I got unsubscribed from a lot of trials, not trials, a lot of channels lately. I don't know what's going on with YouTube. So yeah.
I have it.
Hey HT, I believe it's the first time I've seen you. Welcome. No, that was in Kentucky. The Hillbilly was in Kentucky.
But a lot of people move out to Vegas, like hillbillies move out to Vegas too. But they're everywhere.
Look, everywhere's going to have their hills and hollers. You're going to find them everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If you'd like to have an experience, my local Walmart has cultural
hillbillies.
enrichment of a rural kind. There are neck tattoos. We have denim that is doing the Lord's work because those buttons are they are doing tensile strength tests.
And if he's gonna testify, that's gonna be interesting. But Netflix is at the courtroom and making a documentary, so
Oh Lord.
you can watch it here and then you can rewatch it on Netflix. They will probably have an insert of a chubby Danish guy dying in his chair because he played the clip again.
And this was also, unfortunately, a tensile. The tensile strength of denim.
There's
not tonsil strength.
YouTube page.
Although I'm sure that there's been some shenanigans
I was
in dressing room.
unsubscribed again. So thank you so much, Jamie. It's I don't know. I couldn't get on earlier. I was making dinner while watching Nick, and it just stopped. And then I tried to go back and had to restart my iPad two times, and then it would go again. YouTube is making all the shenanigans.
It
But
is.
everyone, tomorrow at noon, we hope. I have to, because it's the 9-hour thing.
Yeah.
We'll hopefully have a trial starting. As soon as I see a link go up, I will make stuff and invite my beautiful co-workers, co-hostess, not
Coworkers.
co-hosts. I'm the only ho on this channel, and maybe we can get the chief ho on some afternoons, Salbert, so he can get some love.
Oh. Oh, that's adorable, Salbert.
Yeah, but Salbert really needs some watch hours and some subscribers, and Mo and I help each other out and get the ball rolling, and we would like to help Salbert out if he has the time, but he's working. He says.
Yeah, he has an actual job. My mother's proud of him. We've decided that through a strange series of events and science fiction, we are actually siblings in a weird science experiment. So we're brothers from another mother, sisters from a different mister. We've decided.
Yeah, or maybe you all have the same mother-in-law, or like Genghis Khan. She probably has all the children's in Kentucky because everyone been there. Yeah, that's a lot of
Considering
tasteless
some of my
commentary.
ancestors,
We do a lot of tasteless commentary on this channel. So, if it's not for you, well, I'm happy to have you here, but this chat gets us going sometimes. And I'm sorry, we know we're not for everyone, but we love everyone who shows up. And if it's not for you, I'm sure you can watch it on another channel. But thank you so much for showing up. And again, just to say goodbye.
While I'm waiting for this, did you, whether it's true or not, believe that Mr. Randolph had slept with your wife?
I wouldn't care.
You wouldn't have cared?
No,
Did you believe he had slept with your wife?
no,
Did you believe he slept with your mother-in-law?
probably did. Everybody has.
So there.
Everybody has.
the judge is like, "The hell did you just?"
Yeah,
I'm out.
that's the kind of stuff we do on this channel. We are that degenerate. We are that stupid. But yeah, sorry. We are not. Again, Søren has the IQ of a chicken. I have the IQ of 2 chickens. So it happens. But anyway, thank you so much for showing up. Even those who might not be back. The rest of you, I love you all. But most of all, I love Mo.
Hi guys, I'm Mo from the Deep End, and we are here to do court crime, current events, and chaos, and all the shenanigans that are in that. I am here most of the time, and I've been on vacation. This is the first week of back to school. They start on a Thursday. I have no idea who did that, but that is all to say we are a bit discombobulated this week, but next week I will be totally back on, well, a tangent track. And we are going to be doing murder boards for this particular case and the one that Nick is doing. I'm probably going to be spreading the love around just like a good mother-in-law, and I will be on Nick's channel in the morning, and if he'll have me, and then on this case in the afternoons. So I will see you where I see you guys. And you know what? You might not be everyone's cup of tea, but you're always welcome here.
Yep.
At least it's just someone who maybe been here for the first time, Eliza, and found out that yeah, we're kind of crazy, but we're the lovable kind of crazy, not the mother-in-law loving kind of crazy.
Yeah, we don't have an OnlyFans yet.
No, but before we go, we have one thing we should always remember. We have a Jamie.
Hi. Just hanging out. Sorry, I was reading something.
No, even if it was an Asian man who said with a heavy German accent that his mother-in-law slept around with everyone, I would make fun of him just as much. I have a very, very strong Danish accent, and I'm as white as they come, and you can make fun of me all day long because I have an accent and I say stupid stuff. People even clip me saying stupid stuff. I have a clip going around
Well-
saying "Good morning, genitals." So if it's not your kind of cup of tea, there's other
So-
places who serve the coffee or the tea you like. We're just here
Yeah,
to
and
have fun.
I'm from rural Indiana. I have all the hillbilly in me, and I was able to translate
As the
what he was
mother-in-law did.
saying. So, it didn't bother me. I don't find, it's it if it bothers you, there are tons of channels that I'm sure, wouldn't bother you, and there are tons of channels. God love you, Godspeed, and if you'd like to give us another chance, awesome. If you don't, awesome.
Bye.
We'll be here again tomorrow. Come check us out again, because maybe tomorrow we make fun of some other people. And most of all, I shouldn't do that. We make fun of ourselves, I was supposed to say.
Yeah.
But everyone, I love each and every one of you, no matter what accent, what color of skin. I even don't dislike Søren that much. See you all tomorrow.